The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Sean.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Hey, good morning. Happy Thursday. It's July 28th. And look at that. Boomsies. Give us a raise. It's 5:30 on the dot.
Woo woo, on time.
Yeah. Hey, I had a person come up to me yesterday. We were out and about doing lovely things in the community. And I wear my sandals as I always do in the summertime. And there was this person. And we were handing out water and whatnot to the public. And we were like, yeah, here you go, blah, blah, explained the whole situation. We were walking away and we were talking to them for about 5 minutes. And then the person was like, hey, I have a question for you. So we turned around and they're like, what did it was like, why are your toes colored or something?
Yeah. And
then I was like, oh, let me tell you, if you listen to the program, if you listen to the show, you will know that I am 100% a pedicure advocate.
You absolutely are. And you were primed and ready to answer that question. Tell us why you're a pedicure advocate, Sean.
Yeah, well, it's just like as a dude who has polish on his toenails, I get this question a lot. And so I'm just ready to answer it all the time. And I'm backed up with all my things. But like, I don't like bending over and trimming my own toenails. That's the lazy part of me. And then I love getting a calf massage and a foot massage. And another thing that is very underrated when you get a pedicure is the first time you put your feet right after the pedicure into your bed sheets, you realize how great your bed sheets are and how comfy it is and world-changing it is.
Yeah, you were so good at advocating. You were like converting those people there. But I hate people touching my feet. I got a pedicure once. I'll never do it again. And I was like, yeah. Man, I better go book one right now. And then I was like, no, do not succumb to this. You don't like people touching your feet.
Yeah, and then on top of it all, I have some spice on my nails right now, and they're all highlighter yellow right now. So that's what stood out. That's why the lady had to ask the question of why. I think that's what she wanted to know, is why did I have color on my nails? And it's like, because I can. And I will say this. My girlfriend's nephew, he's about like 5 or 6 years old. He saw like his mom and his grandma and his my girlfriend all go for like pedicures. He's like, oh, what is that? He was so curious about it. And he loved how they were getting color on their nails. And so he would go in and just ask for his favorite superhero colors on his toenails. And I think it's just a very fun way for people to express themselves and have fun with life. And so that's why.
I like it.
5 a.m. confessions.
I tried something yesterday and it did not work out.
Uh-oh. It's okay. Failure is learning, right?
Yeah. So 2 days ago, we had Prairie Donaire come by. They dropped off a whole bunch of food. It was absolutely fantastic. Big shout out to them. They're our neighbors here in the plaza.
Thank you very much. It was delicious.
And there was a lot of leftovers. And then so I believe the next morning when I came in yesterday at 4:30 in the morning, there were... There were 2 donaires and they weren't in the fridge. They were on the table just in front of our door. They were wrapped in the wrap and everything. Like they were covered and whatnot, but they weren't cold. Well, they were just room temperature.
Okay.
And then so I was like, just put them in the fridge. They'll be good.
Sean.
What?
That was like 20 hours.
Yeah.
Those were meat doniers. Some of them had some interesting sauces in that probably would have turned.
Yeah, so we did all the things that we did yesterday, handing out like waters and stuff at parks. And then I got home and I opened this donair up and I just zapped it in the microwave for a minute or two and then I ate it.
Yeah.
Bad experiment. I'll just tell you that much.
Did you ate it as in you tried one bite of it, or
I ate it all.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I ate it all, and then you know what happens like 3 hours later when you eat something bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the worst part is there was 2 donairs. I had one. The other one was gone. So someone else also.
This is your confession. You gave someone else a tummy ache yesterday. You knew the secret and still proceeded to eat it.
We'll see who doesn't show up today. They had the other donair.
You should not confess. You've returned to the scene of your crime and it was a mistake. I started a weekend project last week thinking I was going to be done it by the end of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I am still covered in paint and nowhere near finished this project, though I've been working on it every single day after work.
Yeah, I was about to ask what it is, but painting. Yeah, that's a hard no for me.
Yeah, it's like I've been painting my camper, but it's a big hurry up and wait. Like,
yeah,
because everything's, the bench. Well, I painted the top half of the bench, but I have to wait 5 hours for it to dry for a second coat. And then I want to open the bench, but I got to wait for that next 5 hours for the second coat to dry. And
painting is one of the worst, I think. Like, it's I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's one of the easier when it comes to like just like up and down, whatever. Anyway, but it's the waiting, it's the prep, it's everything that goes into it before, after, and during that I think just makes it so gruesome.
Yeah. It's like so much patience needed. And it honestly is the only project that my husband will let me do when we're DIYing, because he has more patience than me and more perfectionism than me. Like at this point, I discovered that I accidentally got a little bit of white paint on the wall that's just supposed to be stained. And I was like, I quickly wiped it off, but I wasn't like, oh no, I should go get some paint thinner and get this off the wall that's going to be stained. I was just kind of like, it's behind a bench. Nobody's going to see it.
That's
like,
right.
I'm getting to a point where I'm over it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Well, I remember way back like 10 plus years ago when I owned a house in Regina with my brother. My brother, colorblind, by the way, he wanted to paint some of the walls in our house. And I was like, no, we're going to hire people. I am not helping you painting people. We have some money set aside to do some renos and stuff. He's like, no, waste of money. Let's do it ourselves. I was like, I am just putting my foot down and I will not help you. And then so he just got my parents to come over and help him.
Wow.
Colorblind, by the way, paint the walls in the house. And then I just didn't help. I told you I'm not helping painting.
And how did it go though? Like what color did he end up with?
I think like a modern gray or like a navy or something. I can't remember.
Safe. Very safe. Very safe.
The rest of the world and celebrities are finally catching up about what I've been saying about Instagram for what seems like years now.
Yeah, you hate the app.
Essentially, it's just become what it's not. Like Instagram used just to be my friends' photos and stories. And it was just so easy to catch up if, like me moving away 2 or 3 provinces, all my homeboys and my family back home, I gotta like catch up instead of like, of course, the annual chat here or there, but just in between. I gotta see what's happening.
Yeah, and I always say that Instagram was my favorite because I always felt like the best things were happening on Instagram. Like it was a very great highlight reel of people's lives. Yeah. Like nobody was like, I'm sick, look at my face. They were just like, look at this sweet mountain I'm at.
Yeah, and so now the rest of the world is catching up, and the CEO of Instagram has come out and he's trying to essentially defend the app and just saying, instead of like kind of saying like, okay, we'll hear you out and maybe we'll make some changes. He's putting his foot in the ground and he's basically just like, photos are kind of done and we're trending towards videos. And he also, I have this little Twitter thread from him. He's like, a lot of people are asking for friend content in their feed. And he said, I'd love for there to be more friend content in the feeds, but all the growth in photos and videos from friends has been in stories and DMs. So if you want your friends, stories and DMs is where you're going to find them, not main posts anymore.
Wow. This makes me sad. Like I find it so much work to make a video. Like you can't be present when you're out there being like, all right, and now I am doing this, and now I'm doing this, and now I dropped my phone because I was trying to bike in video so that I could show up in my friend's feed.
Well, this is, and another thing with videos too is like a picture, you can kind of just dice it up with a filter here or there, or maybe it won't even need a filter. Boom, it's on there. It looks great. With a video, with the algorithms nowadays, if it doesn't pop and it doesn't catch your eye within the first 3 seconds, you're probably not going to be featured, and now your friends won't see it. It's not going to be featured on, like, say, what they want, like their TikTok For You page kind of thing. It's not going to be featured on there, so it's not going to get views outside of your network, and it's not going to be shown to your friends either.
Which is awful. That's who I want to see my videos that I work so hard on, is my friends. Look at how cool this is. And my husband made me a cake in a fire.
Yeah, and digging a little deeper here, like going into like the business side of things, I think the reason why they are doing something like this is because they lost money for the first time. I think their quarterly 2 earnings just came out. I was reading in an article yesterday, and it was like the first time that they lost revenue. And I think on top of this all, it all dates back to the Kylie Jenner thing. And she said, well, we'll go back 2018. She posted to Twitter to her 24 plus million followers that Snapchat was so over. That's what she posted. And then within a week, Snapchat had lost about $1.3 billion in stock
Wow.
and shares and everything.
The power of celebrity, jeepers.
So you know what Kylie posted the other day?
I hope she said Instagram is so over.
Yeah, make Instagram again. Stop trying to be TikTok. I just want to see cute photos of my friends. Sincerely, everyone.
I agree. Thank you for speaking for me, Kylie. I appreciate it.
We'll see what happens.
After our show yesterday, we got to go on a little adventure.
Yeah, big adventure thanks to Culligan. We are hydrating the public is what we were calling it. And it was very impromptu. And it was just, Culligan provided us 5 flats of water bottles. Mm-hmm. And then we just tried to find people to give them to and hydrate them.
Yeah, we wore some matching shirts. We went out in the Mixmobile, stopped at Waterways at Howard Pugh Park first. What a park that is there. That splash park, I don't know if it's a well-kept secret or if it's usually as busy as it was yesterday, but wow, no wonder why people were there.
Yeah, I've driven by it plenty of times and have faintly seen it, but to walk through it for the first time yesterday was incredible. So highly suggest that one. And then from Waterways, we met a bunch of amazing people as well.
Yeah, including somebody named Sean, spelled correctly, as you would say.
Yeah, I gave him an extra water bottle. I was like, you spell it SHAWN? Here's another one.
And then after that, we headed on down to the Snai.
Yeah, the Snai. The Snai was busy. We ran into a big group of people who just did a float that morning, which was really cool.
Yeah, and the float speed was very fast. It only took them 2 hours, which is usually a 3-hour slow, lazy river kind of thing. But they chalked an hour off their time just on their tubes because the river was moving so quick.
Yeah, and they're very thirsty, so we gave them a whole bunch of water bottles. Borealis skate park and water park just down the road from the Snai. We went down there. Parsons Creek North, we went around. We were just trying to find people, and we successfully did, and it couldn't have happened without Culligan.
Yeah, so huge thank you to Culligan, and make sure you're looking out for the Mixmobile again because we are definitely going to be pairing up with them and bringing it to some thirsty people. And if you have any suggestions as to where we should go, let us know. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, it is time to announce our giant hand to help the Wood Buffalo Food Bank minor team winners.
Yeah, it's for the past month or so, I want to say. We have been putting a call to action out there for you and your minor sports teams to get together, take a picture, have some perishable food items, and then potentially you could win a whole bunch of items and go to the Giants game for free.
Yeah, so we've got tickets to the Giants game. You get to do batting practice before the Giants game with the Giants.
Yeah, I don't know if you get to do it, but you get to be there. That'd be a little much. Or maybe you do. That would be really fun.
Wouldn't be great for the Giants warm-up, but
yeah, it's you guys have a game to play, but let us do the batting practice. You're going to be on the field with the Giants, essentially, and take in all the behind-the-scenes kind of thing. And then one lucky person from that minor sports team will also get to throw out the first pitch before the game on August 6th.
Very fun, very fun. And we do have a winner.
Yeah, big congratulations to Ashley Matei, Generation Dance Team.
Yay! Yeah, great photo too. Lots of kids getting to go to this Giants game. I love it.
I wonder if they'll perform a dance on the field beforehand too. Maybe coordinate that as well.
Maybe they could do a flash mob in the city. Yes, please. Just throwing it out there, manifesting.
I totally forgot this one event happened over the weekend, and I just need to get this off my chest because it has scarred me, Steph.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, remember maybe it was 3 weeks ago when you talked about how you saw the circle of life happening, how a bird was going after the other one?
Yeah, and trying to eat it. It was terrible.
Yeah, just nature doing its thing.
Yeah.
I saw the opposite of it. Whereas they were trying to take a life, I saw 2 cows trying to create a life.
No, Sean.
It was so wild. So I was driving down to Edmonton, and I got off the divided double lane, and I got onto the single lane.
Yeah.
And it was probably half hour outside of Grassland, just heading south. And just driving along, you see cows here and there, and all of a sudden drive by this one field, and you just see this this massive bull, and they're not just walking around, I'll tell you that much. They're doing something else.
Oh, dear.
And I've never seen that before in my life. Like, I thought that was like a very precious, like, we're going to take you over to the barn and we're going to like orchestrate it all. And we're going to make sure, like, we're going to dictate what happens. That's how I thought this happened with the animals.
Okay.
But no, no, that's not what happened. I'll just tell you, that's not what happened.
And did you pull over to, like, I'm just...
Sped up. I was like, and so I was freaking out in the car. I was like, glanced over to my left. I'm like, oh, there's some cows. And then so I was like doing some hand motions. And there was like car in front of me, car behind me. The car in front of me, I couldn't see if they were doing anything, but I look in my rear view mirror. And there's a truck behind me, and they were just they were doing the same hand motions that I was doing. And I was like looking back, kind of like seeing, like, did I just see what I saw? And as I was looking in my rearview mirror, same thing in the white truck behind me. I could just see the person's head turning around, just like, what did we just witness type of thing.
And how do I never see it again?
Yeah, so now I just had to make sure I wasn't the only one. So now that's going to be stuck in your brain.
Thank
too.
you. Now I close my eyes, and that's all I can know.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.